Looks like the leg's gotta go. Today I'm gonna attempt to learn something that I've wanted to learn ever since I was a kid, and that is lock picking. So I went ahead and bought this lock picking set full of various tools, as well as a transparent lock that you use for practicing picking locks. So these tools actually didn't come with any kind of instruction manual, so I also bought this book. It's a guide to lock picking, and I read like the first 50 or so pages so I can get a general idea of how it works and how the various tools are used. These are what's called torque wrenches, and that's what goes into the lock to spin the actual lock once it's picked. These are various picks and rakes. So there's two different kinds of methods to pick with these. Basically with the rakes, it's kind of used as it said. You rake the prongs along the pins of the lock, hoping to bump them up. The pick is a little bit more of an exact practice, and that's when you go through, pick each pin and push it into place. This thing, I have no idea what this thing is, so I'm just gonna go ahead and ignore that for now. So this is a pretty cool tool, so you can see how the actual pins move when you put a key into the lock. So I'll enter it, you'll see the pins pop into place, and now they're all aligned, and that's when you can unlock the lock. So by practicing on this, you can kind of see how it works to pick a lock, and then you move on to an actual lock that obviously is invisible to see what's going on. All right, so with the guide, it said the type of wrench you use doesn't matter that much. It kind of said to use whichever one feels best. Grab this one, I'm gonna start with this. And then this piece is one of the rakes. I guess it's easier to rake a lock if it's possible to do it on that, so I'm just gonna start with the easiest thing possible and kind of see how that goes. From what I gather, you take the torque wrench and you put it in the bottom of this lock channel and you put a little bit of pressure on it. And from what I read, the reason that lock picking is even possible is because of small imperfections in the lock itself. So by putting a little bit of pressure, one of these pins is gonna have more pressure than the rest. And that's the pin that you're trying to pick first. And by putting pressure, try and wow. Well, there we go. That seemed a little bit too easy. And I have a feeling that raking method, because I can see it, makes it a million times easier. And with a real lock, that's probably not the easier way to do it. So I'm gonna now try to actually pick it, not just brushing back and forth and kind of hoping they fall into place. So I'm gonna put this back, try to actually pick it now. All right, so now I have an actual pick attachment on here, and I'm gonna attempt to pick this, not just kind of sloppily rake it. So I have my torque wrench in there, have a little bit of pressure, and now the goal is to pick the pin that has the most pressure first, and then you move on to the next one, the next one, the next one. Hard to like hold this one. Reach it like this. My assumption is this last pin I have to do first on this lock. So I'm trying to reach the last one, but I'm having a hard time getting all the way back there. You can see I'm moving the first ones, but I can't quite get to the last one. There we go, I got to the last one. All right. Okay, I got the last two. There's the third one. Feels so close. Oh, there we go. First pick. That's pretty satisfying, even though I can see it all. All right, so now they pop back in place. So I'm gonna keep practicing that because I could tell even by after the first few, I can kind of get the feel a little bit more on what I'm actually doing. It's not just like blindly, picking around. But I kind of feel like this isn't the best tool now. So I'm gonna try out a different one. Oh, I think I do like this tool more. It's so satisfying when it finally clicks into place. There's three. So sometimes the pin will get stuck too high up. I'm trying to figure out how I will know if it's doing that in a lock that I can't see it. So now I'm trying to just get like the feel for the different positions of the pins, so I can try and paint a mental picture for when I move on to a real lock. Okay, there's 5. That one took a little longer. Still so satisfying every time it goes. All right, so this time I'm going to attempt to do it without looking at the pins, so my hands are gonna be behind this book, and we'll see if that's at all possible. I would hope so, because I've now done this lock 5 times, so you would think I have the feel for it, but we'll see. Well, I just stabbed myself through the other side of the lock, poked a hole in my finger. All right. Looking at the lock now, I basically have no progress, so I'm just gonna move on to a real lock. All right, on to my next goal, which is my garage lock here. I'm gonna go ahead and lock it. All right, it's locked, and we'll see how this goes. All right, I'm gonna try out this other torque wrench. Seems more sturdy, might be more suitable for this kind of lock. It's really hard to know how much I need to torque this, because if I do it wrong, then the pins don't set right, so. Oh my gosh. Can't believe that. We're going to do this again just to make sure it wasn't a fluke the first time. Gosh. Holy, that only took me like a minute. And for my next trick, I'm going to lock my leg to my car with this padlock and attempt to escape. Oh, jeez. All right, it's locked. Key. Gone. Now we can attempt. This is kind of an awkward angle. My normal wrench doesn't fit. Oh, that's what this thing must be for. It's like a lighter duty torque wrench covered in dirt. This is why we can't have nice things. Let's see. Hopefully this fits. This might have been a bad idea. I really wish that fit. Maybe let's try one of these other things. Oh my gosh. How much smaller it is just makes it so much harder. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, I was hoping it wouldn't come to this. Looks like the leg's gotta go. Oh. Oh. I'm free. Oh my gosh. Ah. That was horrible. Oh. It was way harder than the door. Guess I don't have to cut my leg off anyways. I don't think I'll be showing David Blaine what's up anytime soon, but I consider that definitely a skill learned. Locked in my car, attempting to escape, escaping, learning a new skill. Anyways, thanks for watching.